Guys, things are heating up. It's time to drop some layers and get ready for the hotter months ahead. And to do that, we're going to be going over the top 10 best spring summer sneakers for 2025. Kicking off the list and coming in at number 10, the Adidas Forum 2000. Now these are just really a strong sneaker overall with a bunch of little cool details about them. They're based off of the classic and iconic basketball shoe, the Adidas Forum. With this version, they basically made it a lot closer to an already existing super popular Adidas model, the Campus 00s. So it's a lot puffier, a lot chunkier, overall probably more comfortable than your standard pair of Forums. They got a super cool retro futuristic look. I mean, they are very similar to the Campus 00s. They've just got all of the different paneling that comes with a Forum, which I happen to really like. They're affordable with a retail price of just $100. They come in plenty of different summer ready colorways, and they're super easy to style and especially look good with a lot of those summer outfits if you're rocking shorts or just lightweight layering. Personally, if you're not trying to break the bank, I think this is a great option for a great all-rounder. Taking the number 9 spot, we got the Nike Pegasus Premium. Now this is definitely on the more expensive side of the list. Retail is $210 for these, but at least for that price tag, you're getting a whole lot of shoe. This is probably the coolest sneaker that Nike makes at the moment. They're also one of the most comfortable shoes that you can get from any brand. Most of that is thanks to the insane triple stack of foam that you've got with all of Nike's flagship cushioning. You've got Zoom X, Zoom Air, and React X. All of these create a pretty unusual or unique type feeling underfoot, which is super comfy, but it kind of feels like a little bit springy and bouncy at the same time. Now, I think that these are one of the best looking everyday shoes that you can get. They also come in a bunch of really cool colors. Not all of them are available right now. They're kind of slowly drip feeding us a bunch of new colors. Personally, the one I'm looking forward to is the all over sail with like the red air zoom unit in the middle. Those things look great. But overall, if you like to do a lot of walking, maybe you're doing a lot of traveling and you like to ride around in max comfort, these are a great option. Taking the number 8 spot, a pretty crazy one, we got the Jordan 1 collaboration with Union LA, the Chicago Shadow colorway. To summarize this pair of shoes, I think it's probably one of the best Jordan 1 collaborations ever. It obviously follows the insanely popular Black Toe and Storm Blue colorways that dropped back in 2019. Those shoes are like grails to a lot of people. But this time, they decided to mix the Jordan 1 Chicago with the Jordan 1 Shadow, two original Jordan 1 colorways, and I think it works together very, very well. I think this pair of sneakers is an instant classic. I know that the resale price on these is pretty ugly right now, like it's not great, but if you were interested in this pair of shoes, you wanted to pick a pair up, judging on how the other ones went, it's only gonna get harder and harder to buy these things over time. I can only see the price going up on this pair of shoes, and also like the other ones, there's probably gonna be a bunch of fakes flooding the market, making it just increasingly harder to find a legit pair in the future. But yeah, as far as a Jordan 1 for the spring summertime, it doesn't get much cooler than this. Coming in at number 7, we've got the Adidas Evo SL. Now this, in my opinion, is just straight up the most comfortable shoe that money can buy, and I've tested pretty much all of them. This is my personal go-to for whenever I need a comfortable pair of shoes on a daily basis. So that's going to the gym, traveling, going on walks, or basically just whenever I need a pair of shoes and I know I'm going to be on my feet for a long period of time, these are the choice. They are incredibly lightweight, probably one of the most lightweight kind of like everyday shoes that you can buy. They're super breathable, and they're actually reasonably priced. They're only $150, which like a lot of shoes in this category would be like $160, $170, $180. I think the only issue with this pair of shoes is that they do keep on selling out and pretty quickly. But trust me, if you try a pair of these things out, I really do not think you're gonna regret it. Taking the number 6 spot, we got the Asics Kayano 14. Now there's probably not too much that I need to even say about this pair of shoes because they're so popular and they have been for quite some time. And yes, I was also once an Asics skeptic as well. I thought that they were way too overhyped for what they are, and to some extent that is true, but also it's really not. I got my first pair towards the tail end of 2023, and during 2024 it was like my most worn, in fact it was my most worn pair. Every single trip I went on, these things came with me. There's something just so useful about having a pair of shoes like this, where it's so versatile that I can dress it up, wear a pair of jeans and a whole entire outfit, and then the next day literally whack them on with a pair of shorts and go to the gym. And I think one of the best things about them now, and why I'm recommending it, is that they're a lot easier to come by. They're not selling out in every single colorway like they did before, and even reselling. Now you can find a lot of really great colorways for just retail price. You can go and pick them up. Coming in at number 5, the Nike React X Rejuvenate. Now, these are one of the newest additions to my rotation. They really did surprise me like quite a lot. And yeah, you may think that they're a little bit odd looking, but man, Nike absolutely nailed it with this pair of shoes. Nike and Jordan Brand were actually pretty late to the foam shoe market, and every single time that they attempted to create the next best foam shoe or mule, it was kind of a flop. Like nothing really took off. It was either too too firm of a foam, so it wasn't actually that comfortable, or they just ended up looking pretty strange. This is the first time where I've seen Nike create a pretty compelling looking design, like it looks solid, and then it's actually comfortable and actually good. In fact, it's so good that it's even better than some of the other already well-established foam shoes on the market. So the foam they used is called React X. Again, that's one of Nike's flagship cushionings. It's pretty much entirely made out of that, so it's incredibly comfortable. They fit super well, like pretty much just mold to your foot, and because the top foam is quite thin, it almost ends up being stretchy, which almost gives like a sock-like fit. Now, visually, they do kind of look like if a pair of Crocs and a Yeezy foam runner had a child, it would be these, but they do come in some pretty sick colorways, like the louder ones, like the blue, the green, and the orange, like those are sick. Oh yeah, and one of the main benefits of this pair of shoes is that they actually have an outsole, which is pretty rare on a foam shoe. So you get a lot of grip, and they also don't wear down as much as the previous other options. Taking the fourth spot, we've got a heavy hitter. It's the Jordan 4 Nike SB Navy. Now these are the follow-up colorway to the insanely popular Pine Greens. It also may potentially be the last time that we see a Jordan 4 Nike SB collaboration, but we'll have to wait and see. So the whole idea behind this pair of shoes, if you don't know already, is that it's just a modified Jordan 4 in very subtle ways to make it pretty much just more comfortable. Like, you got a ton of extra padding around the ankle area and the tongue, which does make a pretty big difference. All of the hard plastic that you used to find on like your standard Jordan 4, it's now all a soft rubber. Color blocking looks great. It's kind of like a military blue pair of Jordan 4s, just navy. And the pine green colorway was an absolute staple for me during the summertime. These were so cool to kind of rock with shorts and everything, and I think this navy colorway is just as clean. Right, real quick before we get into the top 3, there's just a few honorable mentions that I just thought were too good not to be included in this video. First one is the New Balance 9060. This has just been an overall amazing pair of shoes for so many years, and I think here in 2025 it stands up. Like, it is just as good. It's a great pair of shoes for everyday wear, and I think you can get like so many really cool colorways. Now another one would be the Nike V5 Runner. This is one of their newer retro runner models to compete in the market. They retail at only $90. They're comfortable. It's a really well designed and made shoe. Overall, just probably one of the best retro runners that you can buy. But the last honorable mention is a direct competitor to those. It's the Asics 1130. Now, I kind of said that the other way around. Like, Asics 1130, that's the original, and then Nike is trying to compete with the V5 Runner, but both are great options. Now, the Asics are a little bit more expensive at $100 instead of the Nikes, which cost $90. So I guess save yourself $10, or if you don't mind, just spend $100 on the Asics. But with that, let's get into the top 3. Starting off at number 3, the Jordan 1 Low Obsidian. Now, similar to how Nike and Jordan Brand basically took the insanely popular Jordan 1 High Mocha from 2020 and then dropped them in an identical low-cut version, they're doing the exact same thing over here with the insanely popular 2019 Jordan 1 High Obsidian. So this low-cut version is just identical to those. And there's not really much to dislike about this pair of shoes. Like, they give you an extra pair of laces. The leather quality for a pair of Jordan 1s is pretty solid. The colorway is phenomenal in my opinion. That navy mixed with the UNC blue around the back, just all together with the sail off-white leather, it's a great combination. They look great with so many different outfits, lighter, darker, and just overall damn near a perfect spring-summer sneaker. But taking the number 2 spot, we got the New Balance 740. Now, as far as what this sneaker is, it's a retro runner style, so it's not really going to stray away from like what you know with the V5 Runner from Nike or the Asics 1130. Like, it's very similar. They come in at exactly the same price tag at around $100. And when it comes to retro runner sneakers, there's not too much variation. They all kind of stick to the same blueprint where it's like a mesh-based material with synthetic overlay. But in my opinion, this is the best retro runner style on the market right now. I think they look really cool, are very easy to style, and now they come in a bunch of really cool colorways as well. Oh yeah, and of course they're super comfortable being a retro runner, and New Balance just being an absolute killer in this game. Like, they've dominated this space. So honestly, I think if you're looking for a pair of shoes that fits that like retro runner style, something that's just comfortable, easy to throw on with a bunch of different outfits for everyday use, I think this is the best that it gets. But taking the number 1 spot, a pair of shoes that you probably just cannot stop seeing and hearing people talk about it, it's the Jordan 4 Nigel Sylvester Brick by Brick. Yeah, somehow Nigel Sylvester and Jordan Brand just came together and actually did it. They created not only one of the best Jordan 4 collaborations, but just one of the best Jordan collaborations I've ever seen. They're full of like super unique, crazy details. The storytelling plays in so well with the pair of shoes and is very kind of personal to Nigel Sylvester, so it makes a lot of sense. It's all cohesive. They're a great quality pair of shoes. Like, you feel these things in hand and they just feel like luxurious. And obviously they're just incredibly good looking. Like, clearly just looking at this pair of shoes, like summer outfits with these things is gonna go crazy. The whole idea behind this pair of shoes is that it's inspired by the red bricks in New York, where Nigel Sylvester is from. So with that, you get like this really cool textured box, which kind of feels like a brick to some degree. You open the box, the shoes are strapped down like how bricks actually get shipped. The sneakers themselves are covered in a really soft suede, and then around the toe box you get more of those like little brick elements because it's all textured like a brick as well. I just think it's such a cool looking pair of shoes, and if you're into collaborations and like, you know, storytelling when it comes to sneakers, I think these are super special and 100% my top pick for spring summer 2025. But there you have it, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and of course if you want to catch another video, there's one right over there if you just want to click on that one there.